out my new washing machine. Funny because mine doesn't have a name on it, but it's supposed to be the Taboo 28 point something. It's 28 pounds. So I've been sitting here testing it out. I did a small load and I just spun out one item to see how well it spins out. So let's see how well it did. Oh yeah, pretty good job. Just a minute of spinning. That's good enough for me. So I'm going to hang that up and do some more. So you take the garment and put it over into the other side. You see it's dripping wet. Oh, you probably can't see, but I set the timer. So we turn it off. Fix it. There we go. Hard to see it, but it's spinning. Oh, it has a safety. You can't open it. Put a heavier sweater in there, and I put it for 2 minutes. I do notice it took a while for the water to get pumped through this hose. It stayed right here for a little while. Finally it pushed through. So I'm not too happy that it takes so much to get the water through, but it's working. While we're waiting, we'll see how this filter works. Just to pull it out like this. There's a little filter. I guess somehow this comes apart. You take it apart there. There's a filter inside there. There. Okay, now we're doing a few more items together to see if that. Okay. Excuse the stool. It's old and it needs a new seat. I have it here so I could sit here and work on my situation here. So, the new washer update. I should have filmed this yesterday. It was crazy. So, I went to do a load. My ex-husband came and hooked up this valve. He hooked up this valve. He wanted me to have the same water access that I had with my regular washer. So I guess this valve, well, I don't know if you can see, but this is like some kind of high pressure valve. So the water comes out super fast and sprays everywhere. So I attached this to it. And there's pipe tape to hold it all together. And then here's the drain hose. It's going into the bathtub because that's all I have for a way to drain here. That's how my other washer drained anyway, so I just refashioned the extra drain pipe into the tub. That's my shower head, which is soaking in vinegar because it was pretty bad and needed it. Apple cider vinegar helps get the corrosion out of your shower head. So that's soaking. And this bucket I was using to fill the washer. But I can't hold very much, so I could only fill it about halfway full. And so I had to do it several times, which was still very taxing on my body. Then my ex decided to put that on there, and it was very thoughtful and very helpful until I turned it on yesterday and it blew. It blew the pipe all the way down and under the house. It blew the PVC on the other end of that pipe that this is attached to. Okay, so this goes in here and it goes back there, down the floor and under the house. And I turned it on and it started vibrating and then boom! So my ex had to come back. Well, he was nice enough to come back and fix the water problem. So I had to run outside as best I could. I heard the water running outside the patio and a little bit, but mostly under the house. So I ran and turned off the water, which is outside on the other side of the house. On that side of the house, it's a small house. You should see my other videos about tiny home. This is a very tiny home. And yes, I'm hanging my laundry because I'm poor and that saves a lot of money. Yeah. So this washer itself works great. It has a little trouble draining the water. And at one point, one load didn't, for some reason, it stopped draining. I had to turn it off, wait. I turned it back on like an hour later, and then it finally, the pump seemed like it wasn't kicking in, and then it kicked in. So I already sent a message to the seller that that's happening. If it happens again, it's going back. The spinner works really good. Like, it really spins most of the water out. It's called the Taboo portable mini washer. It's the largest one. It's 28 pounds. I can't remember the difference, but it's like 17 here and the rest there. I have to look it up. But, so it works. And this is how I'm filling it, so I don't have to do buckets. So, since my ex came and fixed the water burst, I don't know what you want to call it, like the pipe just burst. So he came, he fixed it all, and I had to wait about 4 or 5 hours to even start turning on the water on the sinks and stuff. So I did that, turned on the water, and I left it open for air. And it took a little while for all the air bubbles to come through the sinks, kitchen and bathroom, and then I was able to flush the toilet just fine. But I hadn't tried the washer yet. I was a little scared to do it last night. I don't want to have to rush around and turn off water. And then this morning, I thought I better get my coffee and my breakfast and all that before I start doing anything that I have to respond quickly to, because I'm not good in the mornings with stuff like that. So we're going to give this a try right now. So, okay, let's do this. Let's see. So, are we ready? I'm a hot mess. It's the morning. I have chronic pain, fibromyalgia. I don't rush around for anything anymore. It's just who I am. Anyway, turning it on. There it goes. Ah. Okay, it's filling. Let's see if it can fill without blowing the line. Yeah. And the bucket is for blankets because the blankets don't fit in here. So I have to put them in the bucket pretty wet and then get them outside to hang them up. Okay. Check out how high the water is first. I just have one blanket in here, so I don't think I need a full tub. Okay, that's good for water. I gotta righty tighty, nice and tight. Get the extra water out, and then we'll set it like that. Okay, next, get you over here so you can see. There's my detergent. Oh, let's see, there's where I keep all my stuff. I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work a little better. It's on wash, so I dial this in. And it's kind of hard to see through the window. In case I have to return it, I keep the plastic on. It's gray anyway, so it's hard to see. So you can open this lid, which I don't think is very safe for kids. But they should have made it a safety thing that you can't open the lid while it's agitating. Because a kid could get in there and drown. This one, you can't open the lid. If you open the lid, the spinner stops. So that's for spinning it. And it does a pretty good job of getting almost all the moisture out. There's just barely damp in it. So there's the Taboo washer kit. I just have a few things. Like I want to figure out how to put that power strip up there. I tried to use some sticky tape, foam tape, but it didn't hold. So I have to figure out something else. And a way to want like a border on this shelf so things don't fall. So I have to put a piece of wood or something to create a lip so it doesn't fall off. Okay, now it's done washing. We're gonna take it out and and look at, I put this little light in here so I can have some light. Yay! A little bit, a little better. So see how dirty that water is? Now we just turn the knob this way. A little hard to turn the knob in my carpal tunnel, but and then it will drain. Make sure it does it. And into the bathtub. Yes. Oh, I should probably get this curtain out of there. It's going to be wet. So that drains down. So what I do to help it a little bit is I take this stick and I kind of push a little to help get the water down there. Squish it a little bit. Okay, now we have to take it out. So I need to put it in that bucket. Carefully so I don't get water everywhere. Kind of loosen it up so it's easier to slide this out. There is the blanket. It's going to go outside to hang up carefully. There we are. And since now I don't have a full-size washer, I'm taking those to my sister's to wash in her full-size washer. Okay, so this is one that was hanging on my gate. So when they're super wet, they're too heavy for the clotheslines. You can see this one, I'm using both clotheslines. And now I think that'll be too much weight on the other side. So what I do when they're sopping wet is I hang them on this gate. This is my secondary, third gate. Gate. So this gate, I don't really use that often, but it's sturdy and it allows me to hang and dry a blanket until most of the water's gone and it's not so heavy with water. And the pink one was there. Now I've moved the pink one to here to finish drying most of the way, and then you probably hear my dryer. Stuff that was already up there earlier is now in the dryer. So what I do is I dry things most of the way, and then I finish drying. There's a collection of blankets and rugs from the pets all in there. It's pretty full. That way it dries better. Use the dryer quite as often. I fill it as much as it takes, per manufacturer instructions, and then run it full time rather than a bunch of smaller